So I thought before we actually jump into the 2D graphics portion that I'd show you the changes that we made in preparation for the assemblies and for drawing the 2D graphics. So I've got SQLite 3 open in the terminal, and I wanted to just start with showing you the tables as they exist in the database right now. So we have 4 tables. Assembly, which is going to contain information about our assemblies. Assembly parts, which is the join table between the assembly and the catalog, and then the catalog, and then inventory still. So let's look at catalog first. So we can do that by looking at the schema for the catalog table. Whoops, we don't need a semicolon there, so let's get rid of that. All right. So we've still got the ID and the part number and the name. I've taken the not null off of the description because we may not want a description for the part. It may be self-referential, so we don't have to have a description anymore. I've got the integer reorder quantity, and then I've added a field called drawing order, which is going to be a text. And this is just going to be the coordinates that we're going to use to draw the part using 2D graphics. And I have it as a text because I can bring that in as an NS string and then parse it out into XY pairs. So that's the plan. Okay, now assembly is just, let's look at the schema for the assembly table. We see that this is an ID and then a number, which is the assembly number, the part number, so to speak, of the assembly, the name, and a description. I do want an assembly to have a description. So now let's look at the assembly parts join table. And we'll see that spelling is important. Schema assembly parts. Okay. I don't have a primary key. In a join table, I don't need a primary key. I have the part ID, which is a foreign key to the catalog table. It's an integer. I have the assembly ID, which is an integer, not null. And then I have the part quantity, which is the quantity of this association. And it's going to refer to the number of part IDs in that assembly ID. So I could have put this in the assembly table, but putting it in this join is a little bit different. We'll try it that way, and we may move that to the assembly table, but I think it belongs in the join table. Now I can tell that I've done something wrong here, so let's just go ahead and fix that. In order to get rid of a table in SQLite, I can issue drop table assembly parts. And then we'll get the semicolon there. Now, I need to recreate the table. I forgot to give a type to the part quantity. So, create table, assembly, parts, and then fields, ID, integer, no ID, part ID, integer not null, right? That's correct. Assembly ID. And again, that's going to be integer not null. And then my part quantity is going to be an integer not null. And that's the table I want. So now I'm going to have to go back in and delete the table out of the bundle, or delete the database out of the bundle, and then rerun my commented out section in the else clause that we talked about in the last demo. Thank you very much.